Good evening. Welcome to the Cambridge University Press sponsored webinar, Making It Stick with Blooket. Jenny and I would like to welcome a brand new guest presenter this evening, Nathalie Roy Mitchell. Nathalie teaches at Glasgow Middle School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and she has been teaching Latin with the Cambridge Latin course for almost 30 years. She has taught every level of Latin from 4th grade up to AP, and she is a National Board certified teacher. Her current focus is on the material culture of the ancient classical world. And in the last few years, Nathalie has developed 2 courses which connect STEM and classics, Roman technology, and classical myth makers. She's currently serving as the 2021 Louisiana State Teacher of the Year, and we are delighted to have her join us for the first time this evening. We are recording this, and the link will be posted on the NACCP website at cambridgelatin.org/training in a few days, and it'll also be on the Latin teaching support on YouTube. And if you need a professional development certificate, please contact us at clctraining@cambridge.org, and we'll get that certificate to you as quickly as possible. And on that note, we welcome Nathalie.
Good evening, everyone. It is wonderful to see y'all. Just to get a couple of things out of the way, in case things get kind of hurried at the end, you can contact me if you need me at any time at this email address here. I'm also on Twitter at Magistra Roy. The Cambridge CLC address is here if you need a training certificate. And as many of you know, I do teach Latin and have been for the past 30 years, but I also have been teaching Roman technology for the past few years, and that's really been the focus of my my work in the past few years. So I am actually hosting an event. When you are the Louisiana Teacher of the Year, you're supposed to host events and do things and serve your state. And this is one of the things that I'll be doing that I'm very excited about. It's a little event on a Saturday. It's all virtual. We're going to do 3 STEM activities related to the Roman world. We're going to build a catapult, write with squid ink, and construct a rota game. And if you sign up for this event, we will send you a kit. We're almost to 100 at this point, so hurry if you really want to. I'm trying to focus on grades 4 through 12, but I think I did have a kid register who is 38 years old. So I don't know what's going on there, but this is shareable, and please look for it on Twitter. At the end, I will post the link if you're interested in signing some students up or a child of your own. So tonight I want to talk about something called retrieval practice, which we probably all do already. But it's become a real subject of scientific study by educational researchers in the past 10 years or so. So retrieval practice is a powerful strategy that boosts learning by pulling information out of students' heads. For example, quizzes, clickers, flashcards, rather than cramming that information into students' heads, like lectures. It's a no-stakes learning opportunity that is flexible and quick, with a huge impact on long-term student achievement. There's actually a website dedicated to it, and I wanted to show that to you. All of the information I'm going to talk about in the very first part of my presentation is from this website. It's quite simple to use. You'll see some books that might help you here. There are practical guides that you can download for each of the strategies I'm going to talk about, and it's all free. You can download here. And as you may or may not know, I'm trying to get back to my presentation here, which is under my
That's always a little bit of a challenge when you hold those.
Yes, and especially when we're working on a Chromebook like me, I try to work on the technology that my students work on. So you probably have heard of the book called Make It Stick, The Science of Successful Learning. If you haven't, it's worth checking into. It came out in 2014, but we're still seeing so much work coming from it. It's really amazing. And if you don't want to read the whole book, it's a pretty big book. You can check out the visual synopsis here, which is pretty incredible. I'm going to show that to you as well. They actually had an artist go ahead and synopsize each chapter in a little visual, which I love, okay? And they go all through the chapters for each of these. Yeah, really helpful. And I'll just go to one here. So this is chapter 3, and it's all about how mixing things up, which we'll talk about in a moment, is super helpful for learning.
You get a thumbs up from Katie Reddick. She says it's definitely.
Oh yeah, it totally is. And hey, Katie. All right. In addition, you should share this information with your students. There's been a lot of work in recent years about metacognition and, being cognizant of how you learn and what strategies really help you. And that's part of this book too. You should definitely talk about that with your students. I say things to them all the time, like, y'all, science says that quizzing yourself really helps. And let's try it. So, we'll actually do these things in class, and I'll actually point out the strategies that I'm using to help them learn. This is a metacognitive strategy that supposedly really works. So here are the 3 basic things that we really make up retrieval practice. And they're strategies that are actually quite simple. So the first one is spacing. And again, y'all, I didn't write these definitions. This comes directly from the website. And I hate to read to you, but I promise you this will be the only time that happens in this presentation tonight. So spacing is a strategy that boosts learning by spreading lessons and retrieval opportunities out over time. So learning is not crammed all at once. By returning to content every so often, students' knowledge has had time to rest and be refreshed. Again, this is all proven by scientific research. And, as a language teacher, we can probably all say, well, of course, this is why you practice vocabulary every night. This is why you practice in class every day. It is a proven method. And now we have a name for it, spacing.
And another good reason why block scheduling is not a good
horrible. Of course, exactly. And this, of course, isn't just for language, learning. We're talking about across the board, y'all. Number 2 is interleaving. This is a strategy that boosts learning by mixing up closely related topics, which encourages students to develop the ability to distinguish between multiple concepts. For example, learning increases when students practice addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division problems all mixed up, rather than just one type of problem at a time. Then the third one is feedback. Feedback is a strategy that boosts learning by providing an explanation after retrieval that indicates whether a student was correct or incorrect, which increases students' metacognition or understanding about their own learning process or progress. So again, this is, when you give a quiz, which is why I hate Google Forms right now, they can't see their feedback, or if they can, they might not be able to see which one it goes with. It's best when you give a quiz or give an assessment that they can see why they got something wrong and connect that error to that exact problem. So where does this lead us? So online games are an excellent example of retrieval practice. And this is why I love online games and why we play them a lot in my classes, because I know they work. You've probably heard of things like Gimkit, Kahoot, quizzes, Quizlet Live, Socrative, more and more keep coming out. These games work well for all types of online learning models because everyone with a device can play. So for example, I have students that are in front of me, but I also have students at home. So, and we're learning all together at the same time in the same class. But these games can all be played in that situation because, you know, that's how they work. And that's what makes them so wonderful. And they can be used for all three of the retrieval practice strategies as well. And they're engaging, motivating, and fun. And of course, you know why we're here. Blooket has arrived. So let's talk a little bit about what it is and how it works. So right now it's free. And as far as I know, the only reason you would want to pay the extra $36 is to have like access to the newest games that they come out with, which are often. I always pay the amount because I am able to collect funds from students for things just like this. So for example, if you're allowed to collect a fee for students for your class, I would definitely, you know, encourage you to use it for things like this. And I think that's totally okay. I tell the kids that all the time, like, you know, I have over 100 students this year. If I take $1 from each of your, you know, $5 for the year, then we can play Blooket and Gimkit and all these wonderful games. And they love that. It hosts, in case you don't know, it hosts a mix of games that can be used for any set of questions you create. So it's like Gimkit, quizzes, Kahoot, all wrapped into one. You have access to all those games in one. Each of the games contains an element of chance, which I love, so that the top students might not always be the winner. When students play, they earn tokens, and these tokens can be used to purchase Blooks. And these are little animal icons that the students select as profile pics for them to play in any particular game that you begin. So let's just play a game right now to get us going so that you can kind of wrap your head around what it's like. And I'm going to use stage 1 vocabulary, which I think we're probably all very familiar with. And we're going to play a game called Gold Quest.
Katie just said she played it with her students today and she came in 13th. Eek! They are great with the strategy. I'm sorry.
Yes, yes, they are. But some of the games, like I told you, the strategy is not so much. It's just a game of chance. So as you can see here, this is my Blooket dashboard. So this is where I keep everything. I've got a folder for Latin 6 with, and can you tell why they're the colors that they are?
Yes.
I knew my Cambridge people would know. My red book is Latin 6. My blue book is 7. I've got 8 over here. Purple's my Roman Tech class. I've even got one for Girl Scouts. I've got a National Latin Exam Prep folder. And these are some random ones, like we're having a Black History Month thing tomorrow. I was asked to make one for that. So, all right, so I'm going to open my folder. And I've got everything organized by stage. So these are all the ones I've created. How to create these, I will show you later. So I'm just going to scroll on down here to stage 1. And I'm going to hit that button. At this point, y'all, you may want to get a device like a phone to play so that you can see my screen and how the game is running from my view, the teacher view, but also see how the game is running from the student viewpoint, which would be your device. Right. I'm going to hit our Gold Quest game, and then I'm going to host it. As you can see here, I can either do a time limit or I can do an amount of gold that I want them to earn. I always go for the time limit because after all, that's what teachers are all about, is time. I'm going to set it to 3 minutes. And there are other things that you can do. I don't usually worry too much about those. And I'm just going to host. I turn off the music because what you're going to need to do now is go to this address here. So the directions are here for you. Go to blooket.com/play and enter this game code. And I like to repeat the game code a number of times. 329-808. Tres duo novem octo nihil octo. I also tell the students that they need to play with their real name. So, because usually this is for some type of credit in the class or a participation grade, that usually helps them to put in a name that is appropriate and their own. And do I have all my players? Is there anyone that has not yet gotten into the game? If so, just tell me so I can pause and allow you to get in. Now, as you can imagine, if you have students like I do at home and they're playing on the device on which this screen is located for them, like they're in the Google Meet, they're going to either be playing on their phone or they're using the same device. So they're going to need you to read that number to them a million times. They'll keep asking, Mr. Roy, can you say it again? Can you say it again? Can you say it again? So just be patient with them.
You can also share a link with students when they're at home. So the top copy join link, sometimes I'll put that in the chat for them.
Yes, but again, if they're using the same device, they've got to go back and forth to get to it. So yeah, but yes, that is true. Now, if your students are playing for the first time or you are playing for the first time, it may ask you to create an account. Feel free to create one. It's free. And I think for students, the age limit is 12. They, of course, find ways to get around this, not at my suggestion, of course. All right, I think I have everyone, and I'm going to go ahead and start it. You're going to answer questions, select chests of gold, and collect it, and then take gold from others. The most gold after 3 minutes wins. Good luck. I can turn on music while you're doing this. Or I cannot.
This is stressful.
Do not feel bad about taking gold from others.
I don't know how to. But they're taking it from me. I'm going to be broke. How do you take gold from someone else?
When you will get a chest that says swap with someone or take from someone.
Oh, I gotcha.
During this type of game, I usually ask students to turn on their mics so that they can smack talk each other about stealing from each other. Many friendships have been ruined in this experience. As I say, if one friendship hasn't been ruined, then my job has not been done. Jenny, have you been able to steal gold from someone?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. My vindication is there.
Now you may, if you are not playing as a teacher, which you can do, you might be wanting to tell the kids, Katie's in first place right now. Can she keep it? Kitty's in second.
Now we're all going to go after Katie.
That's right. Oh, they will know who's in first place.
Oh, shoot. I just hit the wrong answer.
Okay, y'all, we are down to 10 seconds. Sometimes I like to count down just to make them nervous. Quinque, quatuor, tres, duo, unes. All right. So coming in first, we have Kitty. And Katie with a respectable third. Amanda in second. So this is the podium, y'all, at the end of the game, if you're looking at my screen now. And you can scroll down. I can see how everybody did. I will tell you now that a lot of students, my higher scoring students, do not like this game. They are almost insulted by this game because of the element of chance in it, which I think makes it, it's the best game because anyone has a chance to win. But they think it's very unfair because it's not all about ability. But we all know that not all games are, and that they should be fun for everyone. And I think a lot of games, especially with Gimkit, make it very difficult for the lower scoring students to do well. So one of the really good reasons about Blooket is
Natalie,
that any student can feel successful.
Natalie, I noticed it says accuracy. So a kid would still get the feedback that you knew all the words, even if they are in 8th place.
Exactly.
Like I am.
Yes, that's right. And so now, y'all, we can go view a report. And the report will tell us the percentage of correct answers overall.
Right.
It'll tell me how many were selected incorrectly. And if I scroll down, I can actually look at each player and see how many, Katie missed none. Tacitus missed one. And a lot of times the kids will like to tell me, oh, but, I accidentally clicked on this. And that's fine, of course, those things happen. And then it also gives you information about which words were missed. And this is what I love. So if, a bunch of people missed Kulina, then I know, okay, that's one we need to really work on.
I missed in by hitting the wrong thing.
Yeah, I mean, it can happen, obviously, but okay. So let's go back now to my presentation. And I wanted to show you some things about Blooket. I've already showed you the folders and sets, but now let's talk about the Blook boxes and the market. This is what makes Blooket so unique. So right up here on my top right, you're going to see the market and the Blooks. So I'm going to hit Blooks first. And this, what you're seeing right here might look like a bunch of gobbledygook that isn't important, but to my students, this is life, okay? They are totally obsessed with these creatures. The stuff up here at the top, these are all just basic stuff that everybody has access to, whether they have an account or not. But when you scroll down a little further, you will see, starting here with this odd-looking witch character, these Blooks are rarer, and these Blooks actually are ones that can only be attained by buying them. And I'll show you how to do that in a moment, but they are actually, they have themes. So there's some breakfast Blooks here. These are Alice in Wonderland Blooks here. These are from a fantasy box here. And then the newest box, as you can see, there's some seasonal Blooks. So this is like a hot chocolate, a Christmas wreath, gingerbread. Down here we have some Halloween ones. And then the newest one just came out a couple of weeks ago. This is the space theme here.
So Katie's pointing out, which I think is important to know, you can only do this Blue Market if the students have accounts and have logged in.
Correct. You have to have an account if you're going to use the market.
And, I know what she's written here, that Connecticut is super crazy about privacy laws because
Yep.
we've had trouble with that as Elevate. Yeah.
Yes. So do be careful. If you have students that are younger than 12, okay, they're going to have to get their parent involved in creating an account for them.
So what does that mean? You just can't you can't buy a particular Blue if you can't go into the marketplace, right? You still,
correct.
like when I went on, I changed mine to the gold cat because Polly shows up
Yes.
in conversation.
Now, you still have a lot of Blukes,
Right.
okay, that are for a free account. Everything you see on my screen right now
Right.
is free. So they've got a really nice, selection. I mean, come on. They've got a hedgehog.
Yeah.
Now, this is the market, and I'll show you here some little tips and tricks that your students may not even know if they've just started playing. So the Space Box just came out. It costs $25 to purchase. And when you click on this question mark, it's going to tell you that I don't have enough Blukes to purchase a new one. But what a lot of people don't know is when you mouse over this little question mark, this shows you the rarity of the Blukes in that box. Okay, so let me get this bit. I wanted to get my screen bigger so y'all can see that a little better. As I said, this is super important to them. If you teach middle school, high school, the kids really do enjoy this. One thing that's really neat about the Space Box, the bottom here, the orange astronaut, the color of the astronaut has changed every day since the Space Box came out.
Wow.
And in fact, one of my students logged into her account yesterday and ended up opening up her account, and she had on her page all of the astronaut Blukes. Clearly this was a glitch, but you can see here, if you're looking at me right now, I'm showing it to you. I took a picture of it. It had all the different colors, and this was just like, oh my God. It was so amazing to them that she had all of them. Now that it was just a glitch, it went away after she played that game, but they love this kind of information. It's like an insider info that they just find so fascinating. So for the next game, I'm going to play with y'all so that I can earn enough Blukes to purchase a box, and I'll show y'all what that looks like in the next game, if you haven't already done it. Are there any questions about the boxes or the market?
I don't think so. I think it's good.
Okay, it's pretty simple. All right, so next, y'all, we'll play another game. This is just a simple racing game, and I'll use irregular verbs from stage 13. So I created a set of the irregular verbs. To go play it, I'm going to go back to my dashboard. I'm going to go to my stage 7 folder, and I'm going to scroll down to my irregular verb set. And again, notice all of the different possibilities that you have to play. The newest game is Tower Defense. This is similar to Balloon's Tower Defense. If you've ever played that game, the kids tell me that they had, and when they saw that, they just went crazy. They were like, oh, wow, I used to play this in math or whatever it was, and got really excited about it. It makes them want to study and play. All right, so we'll do the race. And you can, again, slide this to wherever you want. Okay, y'all, and your number should be up soon. And sometimes it does this. I'm going to refresh and see if that helps. It's taking me back to my dashboard. So your number is 952 065. That's 952 065. Nine five two 065. Nine five two 065.
I just want to share, we're not allowed to use the marketplace in my school yet, but they still get very obsessed with which symbol they use every week. And if somebody else uses the animal that you like, there's a lot of arguing about this. There's a lot of
Exactly.
negotiation. This is very passionate stuff.
Oh yeah, it totally is. It's totally true.
I would be that way. I like my gold cat.
Exactly.
Scott Wielding is saying it's not letting him join. Is it him?
Oh, it could be. I don't know. 952 065 is the number.
Scott, have you been banned from things?
He's been shadow banned
Yeah.
from Blooket.
So you're not allowed to play games.
I don't know why that's happening. I'm sorry.
I have one student, when she joins, her name is Michelle. And for a while there, they thought she was trying to put a naughty word in for her name. And they
Oh.
were renaming her.
Wow, that's interesting. I have a lot of kids who will change their name up just a little bit, just to, make themselves fancy. But I tell them, as long as I can read their name and I know it's them, I'm fine with it. I have one kid whose name is Ekusiri. He's Nigerian, and he likes to put in IQ Siri. I have a kid named Colin Waters, so he'll put H2O. As long as I know who they are. All right, we're going to go ahead and start.
So Scott, did you get in? Okay, I guess not.
I don't think so.
Hmm.
Okay, y'all, it's pretty simple. It's just a race.
Oh, that's good.
It's a lot.
Oh, shoot. I just screwed up something.
Okay, did y'all see those little faces that popped up on the screen? That is someone trying to jinx us.
What does it do when you say distract other people? Because I just got that. Shoot! I hit the wrong click again.
And so the game ends when someone wins. Cheryl, yay! Now notice, if you have an account, it's going to ask you to choose a multiplier. This will allow you to get more points or tokens that you can go spend in the market. Again, I can view a report on what was missed. I can see who missed them. And I obviously know I need to work on Wolt. It was missed at least twice.
Like people with fat fingers.
And so on. Sumus especially was missed. So again, it gives you a really good picture of what you need to work on and what students might need to work on that stuff. Going back to the market now, you can see that I have earned some Blooks by playing that, or I thought I did anyway. Oh, this must be, I'm playing, one of my students broke his Chromebook. He does not have money to get it fixed. And so he plays on my phone, and I'm logged in as him. He'll be very happy tomorrow. But if I had enough money, and here's another good thing too, I'll show y'all what it looks like to sell something. So if I go to my Blook box, I can scroll down, and if I have an extra earth, for example, notice I have 2 earths here. They sell for 5 tokens each. I can sell one. I can sell as many as I want. If I want to sell all of my Blooks, I can. I don't. I just sold one. Let's see what else I have extras of. Okay, that's all I have extras of right now. And so if I go back to my market, I now have $17. So I can come over here and try for, I don't know, something in the medieval box or something in the breakfast box. When I do purchase, I'm going to hit yes. And then I hit the question mark. And it's going to select a random thing that's now mine, which is toast. And that goes into my Blook box. So now when I scroll down, I see that I have more than one toast. I can sell that if I want to, which of course I do. I only need one of every Blook to use at some point. Down here, you see Blooks that are available to earn, but that I have not earned. So this one is the King of Hearts, which is very rare. And this one is the Astronaut, which is extremely rare. So back to our presentation now. I wanted to show you a little bit about stats and homework assignments. So let's say that you don't want to play these games in class for whatever reason. You can assign them as homework. And to do that, you're going to go to your dashboard. You're going to select any game you want to. Well, let's go back. Let's say I want them to do some National Latin Exam prep. Oops, I know I have one in there. I just haven't moved it. Oh, I'll show you. Let's say I want to move this National Latin Exam set into here. I'm going to click this little Add Set button. And then I'll click on that set. When I see this check mark, I know it's in there. I can select Done. And now when I open it, it's in there. And let's say I want them to work on this for homework. So I host it. And there are only some games that you can play for homework. You'll know that you can play it for homework by looking here, and you'll see the HW for homework, or just host right now. Well, let's say they love Crazy Kingdom. There are some that are only available for homework. That's going to be Crazy Kingdom, Tower of Doom. So let's say I want them to do it as homework in Crazy Kingdom. I assign. And then now I get to make some choices. If I want it to last 5 days, I can do that, just 2, whatever. I can also do it down to the hour and minute if I wanted to. I can change the title, but I'm just going to leave it like it is. And then I hit assign now. And it's going to generate a link for me that I can give to them. And I scroll down here. So this is a shareable link. I click it, it's copied, and I can drop that into whatever, LMS you use. And now I'll show you what that looks like when you want to check homework. So to check homework, I go to my dashboard and I'm going to come over here to the homework button. And these are all the homeworks that I have assigned. I can delete them as needed. Obviously, I need to do that. But let's just say I want to see what they've been doing with vocabulary practice from stage. Let's see. You can even make them for specific students. Okay, so these are the stats from this homework assignment. There were 19 players. And when I scroll down, I can see who played, how many rounds he played. Rishabh played 70 rounds. And can I tell you, of course, Rishabh is the one who doesn't need to play. Toby played 149. It's hard to believe. And a lot of times they'll log in numerous times to keep playing if they run out of time or whatever.
How funny is that? Toby keeps spelling his name different ways too.
Exactly, because it only allows you to log in. I always tell them just log in Toby 1, Toby 2, Toby 3. But they never think of that. They think they have to come up with a completely different name.
The goat name.
So, yeah. And then again, it will tell me which ones were, gotten correct most and which ones were missed. So that's really helpful information to have. So that's homework. And then I wanted to do a game that's a little bit harder for you to see why kids really like this app. My favorite game is Factory. It's going to maybe frustrate you, and if you're not a gamer type of person, it might be hard to figure out at first, but just kind of go with it. I will tell you this, it's a game that you kind of need to give more time to play rather than just your, normal 3 minutes or 4 minutes. And I think we said I wanted to do something other than vocab for you. So this is one I created for getting them to think about verb endings and tenses in stage 12. And here's the Factory game. They also really like Cafe. I do not recommend, while we're here, y'all, because I want to be finishing up so you can ask questions. Battle Royale is a really slow and kind of boring game. It's more of like a Kurtaman style game, but not quick. Classic is just like Kahoot. And if you're paying for Kahoot, well, I guess there's reasons to, but this is very, very similar to Kahoot, and in my opinion, just as good and works the exact same way. Okay, I'm going to set it for 3 minutes, but really, y'all, 3 minutes is not enough time. I would normally play this game for maybe 6 minutes. This game has a lot of glitches in it. They're called glitches, but they're actually things you're doing to people. So your number is 930-984. 930-984. So 930-984.
Why does Amanda have a line through it?
Just because this is if I want to remove her from the game, I can click her. If I move my hand off of her name, it goes away.
I see.
So in other words, if someone puts in a name that is inappropriate, I can quickly change it or get rid of them.
Gotcha.
And a lot of times I'll see kids, they can't choose their Blooket or they can't make sure what their name's going to be. And so I'll just start the countdown. Queen, quattro, and they're like, oh, okay. And they'll start typing real fast. So a lot of times it's just, All right, I'm going to go ahead and start, y'all. If everybody is here, I see Scott is here. Okay. If you'd like to do a tutorial, go ahead, feel free. Now, this is a glitch, and this is something Jessica did to us.
I don't like Jessica.
You're also going to notice that you're going to be able to pick some little animals that are going to work for you in your factory.
I don't think so.
The more animals you're able to get working for you, the higher your score will be and the more money you will make. You might also notice that you really have to choose carefully on the animals that are working for you to get the best deal, right? So there's math in there too.
And what if you pick one that's really not very good? Then you're just stuck with it?
Yeah, it'll still work for you. It just won't be making as much money as you possibly could.
Gotcha.
When your little animals start to have green things on them, you want to click those to upgrade them so you can make more per question.
Also, if you get things that have the same category, they make you more money.
There's another suggestion too. Now this glitch, notice, is an upside down one. So you either have to turn your device or maybe you can read upside down. There are other really annoying glitches in this game. That's another one. Thank you, Nancy.
Mine just seems to keep showing the guy filling up a bar, but I'm not nothing else.
That's okay. You just might not be getting any glitches, and that's totally fine. You will know when you get a choice to get a glitch, it'll say glitch. And remember, those glitches are affecting other people, not you. So it's a way of slowing other people up in the game. Here's a great one by Amanda. I wish someone would have gotten the vortex glitch, which is a lot of fun because the screen starts circling and you really can't answer anything. There's another one called the ad glitch, and all these ads pop up all over the screen and cover the answers. So you have to click them all before you get it. You go back to your game. So yeah.
But I never saw a question. I just saw an animal with a bar going across the whole time.
Oh, okay. It might have been you needed to scroll down or something. I'm not sure, Jenny.
Okay, I was just thought maybe.
Yeah, because you should definitely be answering questions for that. Yeah.
What happened there?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I just.
Y'all, there are other super fun games to play, and we're limited in our time, but I just wanted to, and I know a lot of you probably don't need a lesson in Blooket, but I just felt like it's such a joy in my teaching life right now and for my students in a year that has been really just horrible. And it has been a real light. And I just think that so many teachers right now are worried about, getting through the content and getting through the material without stopping and just trying to enjoy sometimes. And that's definitely what Blooket has done for us. I do salve myself thinking that it is wonderful retrieval practice in so many ways. And here are the very simple resources I have gone over tonight for you. Again, this is me. And if you have questions, I'll be glad to take them right now. I'm going to stop sharing so that I can see y'all because I can't using this system. Can I just ask how many people are teaching on the same type of model I'm teaching right now? If you are, would you turn your screen on just to let me know? If you're teaching kids in person and at home at the same time. Yeah, Katie, okay, Evan, almost everyone, okay. Wow, yeah. It's so challenging. And hey, Barbara.
Hi.
And this to me it just makes it so fun. They love their Blooket. And occasionally they do get really excited when a new box comes out. The space box was just like, I thought they were gonna like die. I mean, they were just so excited about the space box coming out. And it finally did. And they just wanted to buy up everything. And I even had a student who had been saving up her tokens for like 2 weeks, and she had like 1,000 tokens. So she was able to try and get as many as she could.
Well, I can see why it's so addictive. My goodness. It's really a lot of fun. How long do you think it takes you to put the questions together?
Okay, well, that's a great question. And I'm going to share my screen one more time for that. So if you have Quizlet, which I know a lot of people do, you can easily make sets with Quizlet. I keep pretty much all my basic sets in Quizlet, and I'll just go through that process with you real quick. So I'm going to go to my home in Quizlet.
I'm not seeing your screen.
Oh, you're not? You're not seeing my Quizlet screen?
No.
No? Okay. Let me stop my share then, and I'll try it again. Okay. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, y'all. Again, I'm not a Zoom person. I'm a Google Meet. So let's say I wanted to create something with Nekesa Est terms from stage 14. So I hit that link. I'm going to go right here to the hot dogs. And I'm going to export. And I'm going to copy that text. And then I'm going to head over to my Blooket dashboard, create button. I'm going to put in a title. I'm going to hit create. And this magical button will do everything you need it to do.
Holy crap.
Import questions. Now I could go search my Quizlet or whatever. I don't need to do that. I'm just going to go to my next step. It tells you, it walks you through this process right here, but I don't need to do that because I already know how. I'm going to insert my text, Control V, and then I'm going to hit flip questions and answers. That makes sure that my Latin is the question, rather than the answer. Add questions, and then it randomizes it for you. So it gives you, all this stuff for Nekesa. Decorum. And then save your set.
Wow.
That easy.
Wow. That's amazing.
Okay.
So it seems to me if someone isn't much of a gamer and is starting to and wants to add a gaming piece to their classroom, this seems fairly easy for a beginner, right?
It's very simple. It's just very versatile too. The thing I like about it is all the games.
Yeah.
They're all there. They're at my fingertips. I can start one in a second.
That's fabulous.
And thank you so much for attending this evening. And again, if anybody needs a professional development certificate, please let us know at clctraining@cambridge.org, and have a good evening. Good night.